course, we will settle for the details now. My name is Elton Brobe. We are live on all your social media handles, on X Spaces, on YouTube, on myjoyonline.com, and of course, on Facebook. Now, the Senior Staff Association of the Volta River Authority has concluded a meeting with the Energy Minister on the proposed merger of VRA and Bui Power Authority. The draft bill currently in Parliament seeks to consolidate the Electricity Company of Ghana with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NETCO, and create an independent thermal power authority from VRA's thermal plants. The workers say the move will undermine the financial viability of VRA if allowed to go through. Today, they met the Minister of State at the Energy Ministry, Herbert Krapa, following a referral from the Presidency to the Minister to engage the workers. Now, let's understand what went on today. Joining us on the line is the Chairman of the Workers' Union, that is the Senior Staff Workers' Union of VRA, Theophilus Ahia. Mr. Ahia, good afternoon. Welcome to the pause here on Joy News.
Good afternoon, Elton.
So what justification did the Minister provide for this proposed merger between VRA and Bui?
Thank you very much, Elton, and good afternoon to your cherished listeners. In fact, we had a meeting with the Minister of State in charge of the Ministry of Energy, Honorable Krapa, this morning. In attendance was the board of the Volta River Authority and the management of the Volta River Authority. The minister came in and he tried to explain the reason why they are doing all this restructuring, but he did not dwell on the objectives of the bill that was sent to Parliament. So we were emphatic in our statement to him that the Volta River Authority is the only state institution surviving to today, 63 years old. The Volta River Authority is managed efficiently, and it continues to provide reliable and affordable power to the people of this country. And therefore, the bill, in its current form and shape, is not going to serve the intended purpose he was explaining for the Volta River Authority and the good people of this country.
But before we get to your demands and the position you've taken, what exactly did the minister say that influenced the decision of government to undertake this exercise, to merge these two power-producing companies?
The minister, according to the minister, there is a long-standing cabinet memo since 2017, which is calling for the merger of the Volta River Authority and the Bui Power Authority, the hiving of the Volta River Authority thermal assets and ultimately sell it out, and also the merger of the ECG and that of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company. And that he was then the deputy minister, and then he chaired the committee that put up the document as a technical committee, so he's very much aware of the work. And like I said earlier on, the minister, the memo accompanied the attempted bill to Parliament. He did not touch on the objective, and therefore he is thinking that the Volta River Authority needs to be restructured so that it can be efficient in, operating hydro, and also try and operate thermal as a solely an authority, and then the renewables. And all these things, in fact, these are imagination, because the Volta River Authority as a institution is been operating the hydro, the thermal, and then the renewable efficiently. So that was what he tried to explain. But the main objective that accompanied the bill to Parliament, the minister did not touch on.
So what was the response of the senior staff?
Our response was very simple, that we have petitioned the president, and I know for that matter why he's meeting us, and therefore all our arguments against the objectives as espoused in the memo accompanying the bill are very clear, and we are not departing from that stand. The four thematic areas that they discussed, which is to improve efficiency, to bring in private sector participation, to reduce government financing of the state institutions, and also to make the power affordable or to the cost a little bit lower to the Ghanaians. Really, they were all flawed.
Right.
So we think that the bill should be withdrawn from Parliament, and it's not in the best interest of the authority and that of the people of this country.
So you found no favor at all in government position on this proposed measure?
Yes, we think that it's not in the best interest for the people of this country.
So going forward, what was the outcome? What did the two groups, yourself and the minister, agree going forward?
Well, the minister indicated to us that he has asked Parliament to stay the bill, and that is the position because he has realized there were some few administrative challenges. Well, and our demand on the minister is that we think that the bill should be withdrawn, and also he should also make it a public announcement. Let the people of this country know officially that they have withdrawn the bill, and then we can also stay our action and make sure that we bring some stability into the business of the Coastal River Authority.
If the minister's words were that Parliament should stay the bill, it means Parliament should suspend further consideration of the bill. It doesn't mean a total withdrawal.
That is it. So we ask that it should make a public announcement that they are withdrawing the bill from Parliament.
And what response did you get from the minister?
Well, we believe in what he said. We trust him that he will do the needful to ensure that our demands are met. And because we are peaceful people, and the Volta River Authority will continue to provide the services that is doing for this country. And we know that he's a fine gentleman and he will do what is right.
But if the minister's words does not change from stay to total withdrawal, what will be your next line of action?
Well, we will continue because we have a series of actions that we plan to undertake. And I know that he and us will not be happy to go that trajectory. So it's our hope that he will do what is right to bring sanity and some peace into the energy sector.
Mr. Hia, why do you say that this move would lead to increments in tariff?
Thank you very much. Like I said earlier on, the Coastal River Authority, comparatively to the independent power producers in this country, tariff is the cheapest. Is the cheapest because the Coastal River Authority is operating on what we call take and pay basis, whereas the IPP are operating on take or pay. The difference here is that even if the IPPs are not running and they are down, maybe due to shortage of fuel, which government is supposed to provide for them, they will be paid capacity charges and availability charges. In the case of Water River Authority, nothing of that sort happened because take and pay. Whatever you put on the grid is what you are paid for.
Right.
So when you give this entity to a private person, and that private person, for whatever reason, will allow to recoup his money within the shortest possible time. So therefore, government must provide that private investor a guarantee. And the guarantee the private sector you provide to a private sector is to ensure that his money is recovered within certain time period. And therefore, capacity charges would now be splashed on the entity or their tariff. So, for example, the Volta River Authority, the thermal tariff is around 154 pesos per kilowatt hour. The minimum from the space of the IPP is about 170 pesos per kilowatt hour.
Okay.
So if that is the minimum in the space at the IPP, then your guess should be as good as mine that once the private person pays you some money and take over the entity, you need to put his margins on it and you need to give him a commensurate tariff. Okay. So that in itself will bring additional burden onto the already burdened customers of this country. Right.
And then the other matter about the inefficiencies that you highlighted was one of the minister's selling points. What kind of inefficiencies did the minister point out that government is seeking this measure to correct?
Like I said earlier on, the minister did not dwell on the objectives that were the bill that they attempted laying in Parliament. It never. But that notwithstanding, I can tell you the Volta River Authority is efficient. For example, in the area of the hydro, like we have said in our petition, the Volta River Authority is a member of what we call the Electricity Utility Cost Group. about 350 hydro plants spread over the globe. And they benchmark the performance of these institutions. And I can tell you that VRA is within one of the 4 best operating and well-managed and efficient plants in the world. So, once he did not touch on it, we never had opportunity to discuss with him what does he mean by improving efficiency. But we pointed out to him that the Volta River Authority is very efficient. The Volta River Authority is the first entity in this country to bring thermal generation into this country. And we have managed and run that as facility for over 27 years. Recently, we told you, the Volta River Authority has relocated the Elsewhere Mary plants to Kumasi. And it's operating efficiently and effectively, manned by, Ghanaians. They're purely staff of Volta River Authority without any expert. So the Volta River Authority is efficient, and it is an institution that has been there for the past 63 years and is delivered for the people of this country. We cannot wake up one day and say the Volta River Authority is inefficient. It's well managed. It has very good processes, policies, and procedures that guides the operations of this entity.
Right.
So, he did not touch on that one, but we made him aware that the Volta River Authority is very efficient. Let me tell you, Elton, look,
yes.
The Volta River Authority was modeled out of what we call the Tennessee Valley Authority in the U.S. The Tennessee Valley Authority was established in 1933. It's about 91 years old. Tennessee Valley Authority is operating, diverse portfolio of energy generation. They have a total generation capacity of currently over 32,000 megawatts. The Volta River Authority is nearly 2,500. So if Volta River Authority, which is 63 years, and was modeled out of that of Tennessee Valley Authority, and is 2,500, why do we want to separate? Why do we want to disintegrate?
Right.
I thought rather we should be adding on to it so that it can continue to provide the reliable power and then affordable and national energy security for the people of this country.
Right. Thank you so much. But before I let you go, just one quick question so that I can let you go, Mr. Anyam. Last week, some of your members raised the issue of what they've chanced upon, indicating that some of the independent power producers are in the process of, asking for approval to export power. I don't know whether this came up at this meeting.
No, it never came up. But I can tell you that behind the scenes, these are some of the ideas behind all these deals, and also to separate the VRA thermal from the Volta River Authority and sell to private persons. And
you are simply against this move too?
Totally, we are totally against this move. It is not in the best interest. Because look, let me tell you, we are talking about energy security. National energy is part of the national security.
Right.
So if we give over, currently, the IPPs are close to 50% of the energy demand of this country. And if you take the Volta River Authority over 1,400 megawatt plant and give it to a private person, what it means is that you are handing over about 70 to 75% of the energy needs of this country into the hands of private persons. The day they will threaten, and they've been threatening always, the day they will threaten that we are not going to run because per the contract they've signed with the government of Ghana and UCG, the fuel that they use in producing power is called pass-through cost. So they do not go and look for money to buy. It's none of their business. It's the government that should make fuel available for them to produce power. So if in a situation where maybe government is hard pressed, like we are having these few challenges, and government is unable to provide fuel for them, they will not go and look for fuel and produce power and support this nation. What do you think is going to happen to this country?
All right.
And they will charge availability and capacity charges, even though they are not producing power. So it is a national security issue as well as an energy security for our economy.
We'll leave it here. Mr. Theophilus Ahian is the chairman of the Senior Staff Association of the Volta River Authority, and they met the Minister of State at the Ministry of Energy, Herbert Krapper, this morning to discuss the proposed measure of VRA and BUI into one entity, and they are simply against this. This is the pause here on Join Us. Another